Hey.
Ken Burns' The Civil War. It's wonderful. He is such a masterful storyteller. He makes every person, every conflict come alive, and it's almost as if you are there. It's almost in the Homeric tradition of storytelling, but it's in this case it's true, and it happened right here in our United States.
United this country.
Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and thank you very much for your phone call of support. We have some wonderful people here from Group Health Northwest just waiting to take your phone call. And we need to have you go to the phone call right now. Call any one of the numbers, 457-3100 that you see on the screen, or if you're in Ellensburg or any one of the Lower Valley communities, 1-800-345-KYVE. If you are new to watching KYVE, if the Civil War has brought you to our channel, we say welcome. And it is so easy to call in a pledge of support. If there is no amount too large, there is no amount too small. We haven't had a $250 pledge yet tonight, and that would be great. Whatever is convenient for your pocketbook. We have suggested categories: $20 senior citizen membership, $36 basic membership, $60 family membership, which if you break it down is only $5 a month, $120 investor club, and $250 leader circle. And how you pay your membership is whatever is convenient for you. If you don't want to think about it, you have it automatically deducted from your checking account. If you want to pay on the installment plan, just let us know, and we'll have Tamara send you out an envelope once a month, and you can send that in. You can make quarterly payments, or you can charge it on your Visa and MasterCard and have it out of the way and not have to worry about it. There are some thank you gifts available that we would like to send you when you do call in a pledge of support, and they're wonderful representatives of the Civil War series, and we'd like to see that tape now.
Thank you for calling right now and for making your membership contribution to support this broadcast of the Civil War series. Here are the choices of the thank you gifts available when you make your pledge in the amounts shown. This copy of Sullivan Ballew's extraordinary letter to his wife Sarah. The audio cassette of the music from the series, including the signature theme, Ashokan Farewell. The compact disc of the music from the series. Ken Burns' hardcover illustrated history of the Civil War, or the 9 handsomely packaged VHS video cassettes of the entire series. Our volunteers are waiting for your pledge now and look forward to sending you the thank you premium of your choice. Thank you for calling and for your support.
We'd like you to consider calling right now. We've made an agreement with our viewers because we knew this was a critical series. We've agreed not to pester you every 25 minutes throughout the Civil War series. So what we're doing is showing the full hour segment and then coming on to pledge with you and asking you to call right now and give that pledge that you're going to give. We have a lot of pride in the Civil War. We think it's a heck of a series. We think it's a series that all Americans should understand, and this is the best way that I know of teaching a generation of people about what went on before with our forefathers and foremothers and with all of our ancestors and so forth. So it's important that you call now. We have people out in our audience, in our viewing audience, that really believe, all the way from the Kittitas Valley to the Yakima Valley to Wenatchee, they believe in what we're trying to do. I'd like to show you one testimonial of a person you probably know in our town, and she'll show you what she thinks about KYVE and the kind of programming that we have.
One of the nicest things about KYVE and being a member of KYVE and being a watcher of KYVE is the monthly guide, The Focus. And every month, the first of the month, when it comes into my mailbox, I get out my highlighting pencil and I go through the focus day by day and mark everything that I want to be sure to watch all during the month. I'm always sure that I watch McNeil Lehrer, and my favorite program is Washington Week in Review. I think watching the major news correspondents in the nation's capital turn into television commentators has been a fascinating thing to see. I think the programming on KYVE is varied and remarkable and wonderful, and gives us all the nice cultural things that we know are happening in other parts of the world, all the nice travel programs. I wouldn't be without it.
Well said, Jeannie.
Yay.
We need to have you go to those phones right now and make that call. We have some thank yous that we would like to make people who called in just prior to the beginning of the Civil War. We have an anonymous donation from Yakima. Linda Moore from Yakima, thank you very much for calling in. Doris Helms from Yakima. Betty Renenberg from Grandview, thank you very much, Betty. Nancy and Patrick Poland from Yakima. Helen Stewart from Selah, who is joining her husband, who has already made a pledge. And Jim Paxton from one of the Lower Valley communities, and I'm not sure which one it is, Jim. It is 98945, and you know where you are. Thank you so much for calling in. It's important to keep the phones ringing. If you call in and get a busy signal, please try again. You have been fabulous responding to this series, and the phones have been busy so far since we started this.
We have
pledge
2 lines
break.
open right now. We'd like you to consider calling right now because this break comes to an end shortly, and we're going to another full hour. We need to have you call 457-3100. I'm reading this book right now. It is outstanding. You really don't want to be without this book in your personal library. And for a $250 pledge, which is tax deductible, we'll send you this as our commitment to you for being an avid viewer and watcher of KYVE. One of the neat stories that comes out of the Civil War, and it's a story little known, is the fact that Queen Victoria, the longest reigning monarch of England during the Civil War period, was very, very much divided on the issue, should she support the Civil War on the side of the North or the South. But her husband, the Prince Consort Albert, was very much against slavery and wrote many personal letters to Abraham Lincoln saying, we just can't have this abomination of slavery staying on the continent, and he pressed very, very hard on Lincoln to issue the Emancipation Proclamation. And when that did happen, he assured through his wife, Queen Victoria, that England would never enter on the side of the Confederacy. One of the little-known stories, because Palmerston, the Prime Minister, of course, wanted to enter on the side of the Confederacy. And it's the kind of human stories that go on all the time, and showing out how slavery played a big part in this Civil War. It's all in this book. You really need to know it, and it's a kind of a story that tells you what we're about as Americans and how we joined up. And I'm just so proud of this darn series, and I hope that you'll call in and be as proud as I am.
Dean is an avid Civil War buff. This is the 3rd time he has watched this series. He was out of town.
Can't help myself.
Visiting in California, and he watched it from beginning to end. And it's too bad that there aren't teachers like Dean in the classroom now, because Ken Burns says that one of the reasons that he was so adamant about producing this series is because he felt that the Civil War era of our history was not taught very well in the classroom. He said they sort of touched on a little squabble between the states and sort of leapfrogged into Reconstruction with the Gettysburg Address in the middle, forgetting everything else that happened in between that we're seeing here tonight. And it does not come free. It costs money. The Civil War took 5 years to produce. It was incredibly expensive. And we need to ask your help in paying for programming like the Civil War, programming that you see regularly here on KYVE. Won't you go to the telephone now and make that call, 457-3100, 1-800-345-KYVE.
KYVE. And now we're getting ready to come to the most important part of the series, and that is the 2 critical battles that probably turned the course of the war. We're going to be looking at Vicksburg, which we started as we stopped, and then you're going to be looking at Gettysburg. Most people don't realize they were fought on the same day, and those 2 battles are going to turn the course of this war and then take it into a very, very long, hard war through the wilderness. And we're going to see that, and you're going to understand what it meant as we come up getting ready for the Reconstruction and the death of Lincoln and all of the many things that happened. So give us a call right now, 457-3100. You can't afford not to have this book and series and these tapes in your house. Give us a call. Let us send you the premium. We're looking for you right away, and we'll see you the next break. 1 full hour without interruption. Please give us a call.
The Civil War continues.